Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I don't know to which order you'll see this, but I'll tell you which order we're doing it. Forgive the neighborhood kids. It's nice out. Okay, they went down the street. Okay, so what we're doing in here today, it's gonna sound like kind of weird. And I had to really talk about with Jim, because Jim actually has this like, I want to get one room done at a time, but because we don't have a permanent storage place and because we don't really have like just like endless supplies of money, we can't really just focus on one room, finish it, and then move on to the next. Because we have furniture switching from room to room to room to room. If you saw the guest room redo, purge, and makeover, oh, he's gonna close the door. Thank you. Kids were screaming. I had to explain it to the camera. So if you saw the guest room purge and makeover, you'll see that I took out this dresser. And this dresser is actually going to go back here. Let me show you this. It's going to go back up there against the computer desk. I'm going to put the printer in it or on it. We haven't decided 100% yet. We're not going to do that printer portion today, but we're going to move it today because currently it is, let me turn you around. Currently it is right there, just sitting like in the middle of everywhere. So here's what we've got going on, and I'll point you around the room as I tell you. Jim, could you move scoot your booty so I could explain to everybody what we're doing?
I pick things up and I put them down.
The table that's in the corner is like a thin black table with a tray on top. You'll see it as we move. We're gonna put that here next to my side table because the round isn't really working for me anymore. Things keep falling off, and it's just an odd space. So what we have next to there is one of these like little like put together yourself kind of like table printer, side table printer thing, whatever it's supposed to be. It's kind of chunky. We got it from Eden and Anthony. We're going to put that on its side and stand it up in the corner. And then the round table that I have. So we're going to do like a little furniture swap. Originally, I was thinking we would paint that black to match the desk. But I realized that we do have an ivory colored couch and an ivory colored chair. And having an ivory colored piece of furniture in here isn't going to be objectionable. The one thing we don't know 100% sure what we're going to do to relocate is our recycling bin. Just the one that I keep here by the couch. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to pack some stuff up. And this way you guys have an idea of what's going on today. And I'm so grateful for you to be interested in what we're doing around our house. And hopefully we motivate you to do something yourselves. So here we go. So we did really well. The fact that if you watched my video on revamping this side table, it really did help. Like, even though it was a little bit of a mess and I had a few things that were out of place, the fact that I had everything contained to basically these two containers really did help. I still would like to repurge some of the things from the wheelie container, and as well as the oval container that has like my medicine and my gum and some protein bars in it. That's stuff that I just keep by my table. If you watched that video, I talked about having mobility issues. Occasionally, I don't feel well enough to get up and make myself breakfast, or to get up and to make myself lunch, depending on what all I did that day. So I like to be able to keep some healthy choices, meal replacement bars or snack bars or meal replacement shakes within arm's reach. Now, that being said, I am only using those in the most dire of emergencies. I really don't want to become dependent on sitting here and not getting up and getting what I want at the time. What I do use is the logic of, if I eat it today, I won't have it there for tomorrow. I know that doesn't sound silly, but it makes sense to me. I have been using this table, again, since I was at my old house in New York. This also survived the hurricane. A lot of my furniture actually did. It was surprising that so many people threw so much stuff out, but we were able to clean up and save so much that it really did feel like a blessing. The things that did get ruined were sad, but the fact that we were able to keep so much really did make it that much easier. Okay? So this round table, the reason I am downsizing it to this other table that I have, which I'll show you here in a bit, is because the fact that it is so big, things seem out of my reach. And it also doesn't have like a lip, which is every single other table besides this round one in the living room has sort of a lip on it or a tray, which keeps things from sliding off, which is kind of a problem. The where we have this table is in an inconvenient spot to try to squeeze by to pick up the things that you knocked over. So that's part of it. I mean, mostly it's the reach part, but that's part of it too. That just to have it in a more convenient location. The good part about purging your furniture or removing your furniture or rearranging your furniture is it's a good opportunity to do extra dusting. You know, kind of like holiday type dusting or spring cleaning type dusting. When I dust the furniture on a regular basis, I usually just take the Swiffer. I either use it, the Swiffer, dusting wand. I either use it wet or dry, depending on the time of the year, really. And I usually just get whatever I can see. This is the opportunity where you take everything off and you dust everything down to zero. And you do the legs. And you do the legs where they touch the floor to get all those little dust bunnies off. All the things. So I did the lamp. I'm just like, I will dust everything because it's coming off. So now I'm just going to sit here and be the lamp holder while Jim sweeps and picks up. He wants to try to put the desk here to make sure that it works before he goes and unplugs the printer and, figure we have to relocate the printer. He wants to try to put the furniture there almost like a test run. So that's why the furniture hasn't been painted, but we don't know if we're going to paint it like I mentioned it before. And that's also why the drawer isn't in there and why the printer isn't on there or anything is set up yet. We may do some reconstruction to it, which is what I mentioned. I think I mentioned that previously, that we were thinking about taking out that bottom shelf support, but we'll see when all that happens. Right now we're just doing this initial move. I did mention that in the future, I mentioned this previously on my channel, in the future we're going to redo the gallery wall, and we're going to redo some of the decor in here just to make it a little more appealing to the whole family. It's also to give a refresh. This is all to help give Jim a refresh. Jim and his mom have moved, every 3 or so years for a very, very long time. And they kind of do get into the space where they kind of need change a lot. Change is good for all of us, but they especially just like that refresh of move. And plus Jim is doing the Hugie. He calls it Hagee. We call it Hagee sometimes in our house, which is the Nordic secrets or Nordic secrets of happiness in life. It's simplicity and that kind of thing. So we're trying to incorporate that a little bit as well without losing too much of me and what makes me me. I bought this. It's actually like a phone charger holder at the Target dollar spot. I think it was $1. You basically put it in the plug and then you can rest your phone on it while you're charging it. But I'm going to use it for my digital assistant because she takes up a little bit of room on the table here, and I'm going to be downsizing the table. So I kind of try to free up whatever room I can. We did talk about switching out the lamps with other lamps that we have in the house. I'm not really sure that they have a smaller base, but they do have a thinner profile, so it may just seem like they're taking up less room, even though they're probably taking up more room. But we'll see. The good news is it fits. It is a little bigger than both of us remember it being or basically visualized it being. It's a little deeper than I thought imagined it was going to be, and Jim said it was a little wider than he thought it was going to be, but it happens to work really nice. We may talk about maybe moving the lamp there as opposed to my table because my table is kind of thin, but we will see. Yeah. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. We are probably going to take some of the shelves out. We only have one drawer because the flood, because Hurricane Superstorm Sandy, that we watch. And now we're going to go switch to the other side of the room, which is a little darker, but the light will adjust and deal with all the stuff there. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to do is move the Rock Band equipment. If you've never played Rock Band, oh my gosh, we love it. We have an Xbox 360. Jim has an Xbox One, which is like Mom got him for Christmas a couple of years ago. But we love Rock Band. It's just like the funnest game, but we haven't really been able to play it since we moved in with Mom because it does make a lot of noise. Well, we eventually are going to move the game systems into our room, which is really, really far away from her room. So we'll be able to play again soon. So we're really excited about that. But the first thing Jimmy's going to move is the Rock Band. Now, did you guys see that? As we were cleaning tonight, we had a little fox friend, a little foxy friend just walk through and stop and say hi to Jim. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, so he is just doing some initial picking up. We have a basket behind the chair that holds the extra pillowcases that we switch out seasonally. However, they didn't quite make it back in the basket, some of them, so some of them have fallen over. He's looking at the foxes running across the street. We love them. We love nature. We love these animals, and they're just so much fun. The foxes are sort of a Johnny-come-lately, though. We used to see them running in the field once or twice a year. Now they've been in and out of our yard consistently over the course of the last 2 weeks. So he's just picking up all these initial things that got left behind. Pillowcases that fell out of the basket, and then there's some extra throw pillows that we have back there. What we did was we took our seasonal pillows that are actually like seasonal specific. Basically, I have this autumn pillow that has lights in it and a battery pack. We took those and we put them in vacuum seal bags, the Space Saver bags. However, some of them apparently had leaks because we put them in a Space Saver bag, tucked them under the chair, and then eventually the chair started to lift up. So we realized that a couple of them had leaks in there. So we have to repack them. In the meantime, we have them over here in front of the TV, which is a little bit of a mess. But we will get to repack them into new Space Saver bags. And then we have other pillows, as well as pillow covers, these little Dollar Tree shelves, which we were going to hang underneath that other shelf. Just little things that, like, we want to eventually do. We decided to keep those shelves when we redo the gallery wall to possibly hold some of the pictures up just to get a different type of style. So what I basically did is took this empty box of a very beautiful friend sent me some stuff from Costco. So I'm so gracious. Then I got a box to be able to store some stuff in. So basically what we've decided to do is take the decor off these two tables and pack it away in this box because we're not going to purge it right now. We want to get it away, move it, basically clean off the area, and then when we go to redecorate tomorrow or the next day, then we'll go ahead and decide what we're going to keep, what we're going to store, what we're going to sell, what we're going to throw out, and that kind of stuff. Nothing's really going to go in the garbage because we looked through it and there's nothing garbage, but just that type of thing. So I made this 2-tier tray on my channel and I totally love it. It's got all little miniature things on it. Totally reminds me of Mary Fry. Me and Mary Fry have this like adoration for tiny things. But when I was away, my family put it on my pedestal that I got from Southern Living at Home. So I loved it on there. So what I did basically is I took the tray. Like I mentioned, this table does have a tray top. That's one of the things that I love about it. It's got a ridge around the edge. And I took the tray to wash it, basically to have Jimmy bring the tray over to the couch to make sure that it would fit. Before I went ahead and rearranged my whole life, I wanted to make sure that I did have enough room over here for this table. I was pretty sure I did because the table's pretty narrow, but we mentioned before that that piece of white furniture is a little bit bigger than we anticipated it would be. So I just wanted to make sure with those changes that it actually was going to work. So it works out okay. It works. It's really good location. It does have to be reinforced, I think is probably the right way to say it. It is a little wobbly. I think the legs need to be tightened. I noticed when I was cleaning it, the bottom 4 feet needed to be tightened, but now that I've got the furniture sitting over here, I feel like where the legs connect to the top shelf probably needs to be tightened as well. So we'll work on that in the future. What I love about it is the tray can come off and I can put the tray somewhere on the side and then just work on the table, which is really a bonus. Okay? So we are, like I said, cleaning up all these tables. The next plan is to take this little square table I mentioned in the beginning, and we're going to unscrew the legs, and then we're going to stand it up here in the corner. I mentioned that, or I don't know if I mentioned I got this table from Eden. You guys know Eden. Eden and Anthony, when they moved, they gave us this piece of furniture, which we thought was great. They didn't like it because the top wouldn't stay on, but we just tightened it with the Allen key, like the cam locks that it has, and it was fine. But we also don't move it like they used to move it around. They liked it because it had wheels on it. They'd pull it over when the kids came over, and they would draw on it and stuff. But we never really move it. So, we don't have that problem with the top coming loose. I'm just cleaning it and cleaning my table. It is actually kind of funny because I mentioned that those bottom legs were loose, and I just don't know how or why. This table has literally stood in that corner for exactly like 8 years, because that's when we moved in, or 7 years, I should say. We moved in 7.5 years ago, and that table hasn't moved other than occasionally being moved so we can sweep underneath it. So it's just like, how long has that table been loose, and how long have those legs been loose? But I took this opportunity again, dust all the legs. They're spindly legs, so they have like dust catching surfaces. Tightened the legs, and noticed that the bottom shelf was a little warped from standing in the floodwaters, I'm sure. Also maybe from having heavy stuff in it. It's, again, wasn't a very expensive piece of furniture. It was actually rather inexpensive, let's put it that way. So to make this piece of furniture work, I'm going to have to turn it on its side. And I'm going to have the opening facing out, which is fine by me, to be honest with you. We're not going to actually store stuff on the top of it. Stuff will be stored on the side of it. Well, the top of the table will actually be the side of the table. Now, I do have another tray, a black one, that I think I will sit on top of here, just to give that same tray feel across the entire realm of furniture, except the round table will be the exception. But I'm not 100% sure yet. So all I'm doing is cleaning inside of it. Jimmy had removed everything before we moved the furniture, and I'm just taking this opportunity to dust inside. If you're interested, I showed it in the beginning. This is N-Dust allergen reducing, or allergy free, or allergy preventative, one of those things, type of duster. Jim and I are both allergic to dust, and we prefer wet dusting. Dry dusting, even with the best Swiffer static cling thing, just does kick the dust back up in the air many times and just lands back down again. So wet dusting has always been the way to keep it at bay for us. If we could just wet sweep, that'd be great. And I don't mean like wash the floor like a Swiffer wet. I mean like sweep into a wet cloth. So I'm now taking my electric screwdriver, and I'm taking the wheels off the bottom. I'm going to save the wheels and the corresponding screws for if I ever want to turn this back onto its bottom. But to have it sit up flush against the wall, I'm taking its wheels off. So I can put the bottom up into the corner, so that you won't see that it's unfinished. And again, turning it on its side so the opening is facing out. And then what Jimmy has done is put some decorative pillows storage, holiday decorative pillow storage, in that little cubby just for cuteness. Again, we haven't really decorated. When we do, we will show you the final product. We'll show you the final result after we purge our decorations and stuff. We still have some things to do here at this coffee table, as well as when we switch the TV out with the one in the bedroom. Okay? So there is more to come, so stay tuned. I need my glasses to work the cordless drill. How about you guys? In the meantime, what he's doing is he is basically cleaning up. We have extra throw pillows that we actually used to keep between the square table and the angular chairs, just if anybody needed extra pillows behind their back. These two slipper chairs are quite deep. So for people who are less than tall, it's nice to have extra pillows behind your back. So this way you don't feel like you're Edith Ann sitting on the giant rocking chair. My mother told me never talk to strangers, so that's the truth. That kind of thing. So, and I think I have probably have pictures of Sharon sitting in the chair with 1,000 pillows behind her back, just to give you an example. So now we're just going to sweep. I'm sleeping where the table was. And I said to Jim, there is a rug here. There's a rug and a chair. So I really don't have any place to sweep it. So I said, how about I sweep it behind the chair and then I'll lift the chair. And then you can continue to sweep it from like my pile to your pile. So that's what we're doing here. It's just one of these things that you have to work like a team sometimes. These chairs aren't very heavy. So there is that. Which I like, actually. When we go to move them and stuff, they're pretty light. But they're sturdy, so that's all that matters. I like to sit on them, and they don't feel like they're going to collapse under my weight. So one of the other benefits of doing the situation that we did, we actually eased up some of the walkway where Mom comes out of her space. What we had to do previously was move the couch. The couch wasn't centered between the two windows because it was making it too difficult for her to have a walkway because of the amount of width the furniture on that wall took up. But now that it takes up a lot less room because the table is round, that's a huge bonus. We were able to fix the couch. So the couch is now centered again between the two windows, which makes Jerry happy because I have a thing where things have to be lined up. Forgive me. So the other thing we have is this cute little table we got at Five Below that it's basically like a metal frame that opens up like an X, and it sits around top on top. It was just $5, and we had given all our snack table trays away to Emily to use for her family. So we have this, and we just stuck it where we used to keep the snack trays, because if we ever have extra guests or somebody has to sit at the ottoman or wants to sit at the ottoman, we can throw them a little table up really quickly because it takes 2 seconds to stack that thing up. Okay. Because I really liked the 2-tier tray on top of the pedestal that my family did, I went ahead and I stuck it back. Those things are just a little bit more fragile. I wanted to make sure they didn't go in the box. So I just put them back on the table, the place where they were very much. I thought that this basket of blankets was going to possibly fit in the new opening, but it does not. So unfortunately, we had to swap it out, but we were able to put the pillows there instead, which is good. And we put the basket of blankets underneath the 2-tiered round table that used to be by my side. Now, I didn't move anything out of the drawer because the only things I ever kept in that drawer were things that were for the living room. And I know that sounds weird, but actually what's in the drawer is extra light bulbs for Christmas twinkle lights, or not just Christmas twinkle lights, for twinkle lights, the tester, as well as the second remote control for the fireplace. We have stuff like that that just is just like random living room stuff. It's not a very big drawer, so it's not like we have big storage in there anyway. Now we're sitting, we're discussing, we're deciding. What should we do? What's next? And we figure that we're probably going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I was very grateful for my husband. I am always grateful for my husband. He did just such an amazing job today. Today, actually, he cleaned my bathroom that I haven't been able to do because of my injury so well that it made me cry. So I love him, and thank you, Jim. And here is what we have so far. Again, we just put that planter box up there just to get it out of the way. But you see how much more space she has. That table used to go all the way up to the molding. Forgive my cameraman. Here's all the stuff that I dealt with after we shot this video. And there's some more stuff that I dealt with after we shot this video. So like I said, I will share the rest of it with you when we have the place decorated. But for now, that's it. So if you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and share and all the things. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.